when you're on the grid and the engines are starting to rev and the guy's got the number one flag and it's starting to go sideways, like, it's intense, the sound of it. Twin cylinders, 4 cylinders, high-revving bikes, bang, 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 off the rev limiter. And if you're in pole position or like on the second row or whatever, near the front, you can hear all these bikes behind you. And you know they all want to kill you. They're all coming for you. Do you have any idea what that feels like? I hope that you do, because it's intense. Now, you launch the motorcycle, and let's say, God forbid, you get the whole shot. What do you think that feels like? Every one of those bikes that you can still hear, trust me, you can hear them, they all want you. It's intense. So you're in the lead, right? And maybe your goal is to win. What does it take to win? How do you deal with that pressure? How do you not crumble under that stress? I mean, it is intense. How do you stay focused all those laps and keep yourself together? Or when the guy shoots up underneath you, how do you fight back? It's in here. It's confidence. You gain the confidence to win from winning. So if you gotta win to have the confidence to win, how the hell do you ever win in the first place? That's the biggest racing conundrum that there is. How do you do it? How do you get there? I'll tell you, I don't know the answer for everybody, but I know the answer for me. And it brings back a really fond memory I have of one of my racing heroes from back in the day. It was a guy named Mark Smith. I'm still friends. We're friends on Facebook, but I haven't seen him in decades. He was the guy. He was the guy. He won everything all the time. His truck was bigger than mine. His bikes were better looking. He had a crew. His bikes, he was just on top, and I was nobody. And as I came up through the ranks of racing, which I did very slowly, he was there when I got there. He was there as I approached. He was always the guy. So I won a lot of races as a novice. I won a lot of races as a junior. And then I became an expert, and I didn't win shit anymore because everyone's going, right? Especially Mark Smith. God damn. So how am I ever going to win a race? I got, fifths and sixths and fourths and sevenths. But first, I wasn't there in my head. Even if my bike was fast enough, even if my skills somehow got better, I still wouldn't have got there without the confidence to be there. So when I just talked about launches, right? One of the things I'm going to share very soon is how I launch a motorcycle. Well, this was a key to me actually building the confidence to win, because one day, finally, I got the whole shot. I beat Mark Smith to turn one. And I remember the feeling that I got going into turn one. Like I passed by like this, because a launch is very interesting. Like, all the bikes are dead steady. So if you can get a jump, if you can just get a couple of feet of a jump, that little bit of momentum carries all the way up the front straight. You get that little jump, you have that jump all the way. It's bizarre how it works out that way, but there I got the jump, and I got the whole shot, and I'm into turn one, and I remember feeling like, holy mother of God, what do I do now? Mark Smith is behind me, of all people. Never mind everybody else. And this is decades ago. There was a lot of people racing. So I fell apart. I went through turn one. I went to turn two. The only reason I didn't get it past in turn two is because there was no room to pass anybody into turn two. I come out and I go up onto this bank, and he just shot by me like I was painted to the wall. And I don't even think he was the only one. There was a couple other people that shot by me too. I just fell apart. I think I missed a shift, and I was in the wrong gear coming out. I was a basket case. But I got step one. The next race I was in, I knew in my head, I can get the whole shot. I'm going to win this whole shot. I can see my way. I'm going to have it. Now, that continues to today. Like, I have this mental picture in my mind. When I line up, and I don't care if I'm on the last row or if I'm on the first row, I could see my way through. Now, people move on the start of a race, and so your path that you pictured that you're going to get through this mob rarely ever works out the way you visualized it. But you have this in your mind. You have this picture in your mind that you're going to the front. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take you to get there. Is it going to be by turn 1? Is it going to be by turn 4? You're going to get there. Maybe by the 8th lap, whatever. But you know in your head you can make it. And that confidence is a really key thing. And guess what? Like, another very interesting element of racing, why I still race, is because there's something very interesting that happens inside yourself when you not just when you race, when you try as hard as you can at something. It's like I said in the beginning, when's the last time you ran absolutely as fast as you could? If you asked me that when I was 20, I would have told you 10 minutes ago. When I was 30, maybe I'd say a couple days ago. 40 and 50, it gets longer. The older you get, I'm like, when is the last time I ran that fast? Thankfully, I play other sports too, so I do run all the time. But it's sometimes you can be like, I don't know, 10 years maybe? So there's something that's brilliant that happens inside your spirit when you push that hard, when you leave nothing on the table. It's a learning experience. And just like I learned when I got the hole shot that, hey, I can win the next hole shot. Matter of fact, I'm gonna win the next hole shot. That learning experience, that confidence builder, just like that works in racing, that also works in life. Like, I'm not gonna tell you about how to manage your life, but when you push that hard, you learn things about yourself. You learn, hey, I can do that. I started this Superduked.com business making parts that I designed. I've wanted to design things. I've had inventive ideas my entire life and never did a damn thing with any of these ideas. I had so many ideas, I could write a book about ideas. Never did a damn thing with any of them. This is the first time. And sometimes in my videos, somebody will comment and be like, oh yeah, he's trying to sell something, don't listen. You know what? Some of my videos I am trying to sell something, and you know what? That thing I'm trying to sell is probably the best thing you could buy. It's definitely going to be something that works for you and is fantastic, because that's the only reason I'm doing it, because I feel that good about it. So that's like, when you push yourself that hard, you learn things about yourself. Now, this is another screwball coming at you, and I'm sure you've heard people talk about this. It's different when you experience it. There's another learning experience that is part of winning, and it's losing. I know people very close to me who love motorcycles and love the idea of racing motorcycles, but never would. You know why they never would? And one person even told me, I know I'm really good at everything I do. I know I'm really good, and then I would go out there and I gotta learn all this stuff, and people would be beating me, and it's not right. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. What this person was saying is they didn't want to lose. So that's a thing, right? What if you're gonna try to do something? You're gonna do your 100% best, everything you got. Running like you're being chased by a lion, everything you got. What happens if you lose and you give that much and you try that hard? How do you recover from something like that? Maybe that'll keep you from even trying. I know some people that are on YouTube, and they have products that they sell to motorcycle people. And this person used to always go to track days. Oh yeah, let's ride together when you come to track day. And I would show up, and every single time I went out, he'd go in. I never, in all years of riding track days together, never once was I on the track when he was on the track. He would always avoid me like the plague. I ran in middle school, against this kid named Stanley Jen. And every single time, Stanley was the fastest guy in school if you had talked to him. But every time I ran against him, he fell. I would get a lead, he would fall down. I hurt my knee, I tripped on a stick, always some bullshit. So it's a thing, right? People don't want to lose. People don't want to lose. This person who avoided me on track days didn't want to be not as good as me. I just wanted to ride together, right? But somebody was in their own head about it. So that's a thing about racing that's fascinatingly unique. Unless you're willing to lose, you will never win. It's impossible to win unless you're willing to lose. And losing is such an important, valuable part of winning. There is no winning if there's no losing. It's like, in order to measure anything in life that you do, that you want to see how long it is, you need a point of reference, right? So if you wanted to measure how big my hand is, you start the tape measure here, and you go here, and it's 7 inches long. Great. How do you measure winning? The joy you get, the inspiration, the passion, all this stuff, without losing. Losing is the beginning of the tape measure. Winning is so without losing, there is no winning. If you only ever won at every single thing you ever did, your life is a flat line. It's boring as shit. You gotta have the down to have the up. And sometimes in racing, the down is what gets you to the up. I've mentioned this before sometimes. People in my crew, people in my team, even people that I love, my own wife, hates that I give secrets away. The people, when I was racing Ducatis, had a bunch of guys on the team, and they always despised when I would tell someone that I raced with, hey, you could do this on braking, maybe you could get a little better, faster. What are you doing? What are you saying that for? Because afraid of losing, right? I'm not afraid of losing because I know that if you beat me, I'm going to be coming back better. I'm going to learn, I'm going to push myself harder, and I'm going to get over that hump. Or maybe I'm never going to beat you, but I'm going to win regardless. Remember, you don't always have to win to win. You don't have to come in first to win. So all of these things are like, I learn a lot about life from racing, because what I'm actually learning from is myself. I'm learning from trying the hardest that I can. And this is one of the reasons that I talk about racing to people. Like, sometimes I meet people at track days who only ever do track days. And they say, why do you race? Why do you even race? Because look, we're at this track day and it costs $250 and we get to ride all day long. And I think that's great. I'm here to practice for racing. That's why I'm here. I get thrown out of track days sometimes because they go too fast. I'm not here to just pick daisies and ride around in circles. Like, I'm working on my lines, I'm working on my brake markers, I'm trying to get the bike to go faster. I'm working on stuff because my goal is to do as hard, as best, as be as fast as you can be. I don't care how old I am. That's my goal. Doesn't matter that, okay, so I'm this old. So I still have the best I could be. Maybe there was a different best when I was at 20. Maybe there's a different best when I was 40. Maybe there'll be a different best when I'm 70. Whatever it is. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning from the experience of trying so hard. Let me tell you, this Super Duked business with these parts that I design and sell, I work first thing in the morning to last thing at night. And sometimes it's 4 o'clock in the morning. This video will be 4 o'clock in the morning. Why am I doing this video? Talk about losing. I've had this channel for 2.5 years. Some of the videos I put out have like 100 views. That's losing, right? But I gotta experience the losing. I have to try my best in order to get to the next place. You have to lose if you want to win. Where else do you get to do that on a motorcycle other than racing?